All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're going to follow Priya, a recent computer science grad, as she steps into the interview room of her absolute dreams. We all know that feeling, right? The sweaty palms, the racing heart. It's nerve-wracking. But today, we're actually looking at a masterclass in how to handle that pressure. We're going to break down the exact anatomy of a successful job interview by analyzing Priya's journey. So get ready, because we're looking at the exact strategies that turn a totally daunting conversation into a massive professional triumph.
So after months of prep, Priya takes a deep breath, straightens her blazer, and walks in. When they ask her to introduce herself, she delivers this crystal clear, confident introduction that immediately establishes her core value. Notice what she doesn't do here. She doesn't ramble on about her entire life story. Instead, she hits three massive pillars for a computer science graduate: problem solving, technological adaptability, and teamwork. In literally just one breath, she tells the interviewer exactly what she brings to the table and sets this perfectly positive, professional tone.
Section 1. The dream interview begins. With the intro out of the way, the stakes get a bit higher, and the interviewer wants to know the why behind her application.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Look at how Priya connects her own personal ambitions directly to the company's mission. It's like a puzzle fitting together perfectly. She points out the company's traits, innovative projects, and a heavy focus on employee development, and mirrors them with her own goals. She explains she's followed them for years, perfectly aligning their focus on innovation with her own intense desire to learn, contribute, and build a successful career. She isn't just looking for any paycheck, she's proving she wants this specific job because it matches her exact professional trajectory. Section 2. Tackling strengths and weaknesses. This is the ultimate test of self-awareness, where the interviewer figures out who Priya really is as a professional.
So, the crucial thing here is that Priya doesn't just rattle off a list of standard resume buzzwords. Anyone can say they're a good problem solver, right? But Priya proves it by giving context. She adds that whenever she faces a challenge, she consciously stays calm under pressure to find the best possible solution. By linking her willingness to learn and her teamwork skills directly to how she handles high-pressure situations, she totally elevates a standard list of traits into a super compelling professional profile.
And then comes the dreaded weakness question. But Priya brilliantly illustrates the perfect way to answer this trap. She doesn't use that tired, "I'm a perfectionist" line that interviewers hear a million times a day. No, she highlights a genuine, relatable weakness, getting nervous speaking to large groups, but then immediately pivots to prove she took action. She explains her game plan, stepping up to give college presentations, and practicing her communication daily to build confidence. She shows vulnerability for sure, but more importantly, she demonstrates a proactive, growth-oriented mindset.
Section 3. Handling behavioral questions. Having navigated the personality questions flawlessly, we get to the part that is all about show, don't tell.
This is her chance to back up her claims, and she does it by breaking down a final-year project crisis where a teammate fell ill right before a critical deadline. Look at the steps she took. First, she volunteered for extra responsibilities, which shows immediate initiative. Second, she coordinated the rest of the team, proving she has emergent leadership skills. And third, they actually completed the project on time, showing she's completely results-driven. She doesn't frame the crisis as a disaster. She frames it as a moment that taught her the invaluable importance of teamwork.
Impressed, the interviewer asks that classic question: where do you see yourself in 5 years? Priya paints this vibrant picture of a skilled professional who not only contributes to major projects and learns new tech, but also gives back by mentoring new team members. This is incredibly strategic, you guys. It tells the company she plans to stick around, grow within their ranks, and eventually become a foundational pillar who helps develop the next generation of talent. It's a vision of mutual, long-term investment. Just to ensure she's versatile, the interviewer throws a total curveball, a hypothetical scenario with an unhappy customer. And Priya just drops this flawless, 4-step de-escalation plan. It starts entirely with empathy and active listening. Step 1, listen carefully to understand. Step 2, apologize for the inconvenience. Only after the emotional temperature is brought down does she move to steps 3 and 4, identifying the problem and providing the best possible solution quickly. It shows massive emotional intelligence.
At this point, the interviewer is completely sold. This highly structured, calm approach immediately earns glowing praise. That's exactly what we like to hear. Priya's combination of technical readiness and emotional maturity has essentially sealed the deal.
Section 4. Asking the right questions. Because remember, an interview is always a two-way street. Let's see what she does when offered the floor.
When they ask, "Do you have any questions for us?" she uses her turn highly strategically. She doesn't ask about vacation days or what time lunch is. She asks, "Could you tell me more about the training programs for new employees and the opportunities for career growth?" By asking this, she brilliantly reinforces her earlier point about being eager to learn and develop within their ecosystem. It shows she's forward-thinking and genuinely invested in a long-term partnership with them.
The interviewer happily responds with a comprehensive list of robust employee support systems, structured training, mentorship, and continuous learning opportunities. This completely cements the perfect cultural fit. She wants to learn, and they actively foster a learning environment. It's a match made in heaven.
Section 5. The winning formula. The interview wraps up. Priya thanks them for their time, shakes hands, and leaves, feeling incredibly proud of how honestly and confidently she answered.
And just 3 days later, ring ring, the HR manager delivers the exact news she's been waiting for. Congratulations! We are delighted to offer you the position. A joyful Priya accepts her dream job with immense gratitude. It's the absolute perfect resolution to months of hard work and anxiety, culminating in this single, life-changing phone call.
So, as we've unpacked in this explainer, Priya's triumph wasn't just a stroke of luck. It was meticulously built on a simple foundation we can call the triad of success. First, preparation. She researched the company and knew exactly how her goals aligned with theirs. Second, confidence. She knew her strengths and totally owned her weaknesses. And finally, the courage to communicate, speaking clearly, structuring her answers, and engaging the interviewer thoughtfully.
So looking at Priya's step-by-step blueprint for interviewing success, you have to ask yourself, how will you prepare for your dream job? What weaknesses do you need to actively work on right now? And how will you structure your past experiences to show real leadership and teamwork? Take these lessons, apply this triad of success, and get ready to walk into your next interview with absolute clarity. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.